Imagine living in a world where trains arrive so precisely. You could set your watch to their schedule, where delays are measured not in hours, but in seconds. This isn't science fiction, it's Japan. Welcome to the story of the world's most reliable, advanced, and astonishing train system. Japan's trains are more than just transportation. They are a cultural phenomenon, an engineering marvel, and a symbol of national pride. From the iconic Shinkansen bullet trains that glide across the country at breathtaking speeds, to the spotless local commuter lines that carry millions daily, Japan has redefined what it means to move people efficiently. But what exactly makes Japanese trains the best in the world? Today, we'll explore the secrets behind their legendary punctuality, their cutting-edge technology, their unparalleled safety record, and the cultural values that fuel this extraordinary system. In Japan, trains are famous for being on time, down to the very second. When we talk about Japanese trains, the first thing that often comes to mind is their legendary punctuality. But this isn't just about a train arriving at the station on schedule. It's about an entire philosophy that has shaped Japan's relationship with time. In a country where efficiency is considered a form of respect, punctuality has become sacred. Consider the Shinkansen, Japan's high-speed bullet train. The average delay per train per year is less than 1 minute. Not 1 minute per day, not even per week, per year. That's astonishing when you consider that these trains transport millions of passengers annually and travel at speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour. In contrast, in many countries, delays of 10, 20, or even 60 minutes are seen as normal. The dedication goes so far that if a train departs even 20 seconds early, conductors will issue formal apologies to passengers. In 2017, a train operator issued a public apology because a train left 25 seconds ahead of schedule, an event that was covered in newspapers nationwide. For Japanese railway companies, even the smallest deviation is unacceptable because passengers have built their lives around the precision of these trains. People time their commutes, transfers, and even business meetings to the second, trusting the railway network like clockwork. This level of precision is possible only through extensive planning and rigorous systems. Every station, every staff member, every train schedule is meticulously coordinated. Even the cleaning crew has a timed schedule. Drivers undergo years of training, practicing everything from precise stop positions at platforms to synchronized communication with control centers. But the true reason punctuality matters so much is cultural. In Japan, being late is seen as disrespectful, not just to the person waiting, but to society as a whole. The trains embody this cultural value, turning punctuality into a matter of national pride. When a train arrives exactly when promised, it sends a powerful message: your time is valuable. Since its launch in 1964, the Shinkansen has transported over 10 billion passengers without a single fatal accident caused by train operations. Safety is the beating heart of Japan's railway system. When the Shinkansen was introduced during the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, it stunned the world, not just because of its speed, but because of its extraordinary safety record. And more than half a century later, it has maintained that legacy. Over 10 billion passengers moved, with zero operational fatalities. How is that possible? The answer lies in layers upon layers of safety measures. First, the trains themselves are marvels of engineering. They are equipped with automatic train control systems, ATC, which eliminate human error by automatically adjusting speed. Unlike many other systems around the world, drivers in Japan don't have full freedom to control speed. The train essentially knows the limits and will override any unsafe command. Second, Japan is one of the most earthquake-prone countries in the world. To address this, engineers developed an earthquake detection system connected directly to the railways. The moment seismic activity is detected, even before tremors reach the tracks, signals are sent to slow or stop trains. This proactive approach has saved countless lives, especially during major earthquakes like the 2011 Tohoku earthquake. Maintenance also plays a critical role. Tracks are inspected daily, often with specialized trains equipped with sensors that detect microscopic cracks or vibrations invisible to the human eye. Workers perform preventive maintenance constantly, ensuring no fault grows into a hazard. The Shinkansen safety record is not an accident. It is the result of a philosophy where human lives are worth more than speed or profit. While many railways worldwide measure success in revenue, Japan measures it in trust. And trust is built on safety. Japan is always ahead of the curve when it comes to rail innovation. When the rest of the world was still picturing trains as noisy, clunky machines rattling along steel tracks, Japan was already dreaming of something sleeker, faster, and more reliable. People often imagine the future of transport as flying cars, hyperloops, or rockets that can cross continents in minutes. But in Japan, the future has been quietly humming along for decades in the form of its trains. The story begins in 1964 when Japan unveiled the world's very first high-speed rail line, the Shinkansen. At that time, the very idea of trains traveling over 150 kilometers per hour seemed unthinkable to much of the world. Airplanes were the future, trains were thought to be old-fashioned. Yet Japan's engineers proved everyone wrong. The original Shinkansen could travel at 210 kilometers per hour, cutting travel time between Tokyo and Osaka nearly in half. It wasn't just a transportation achievement, it was a national statement. Japan, still recovering from the devastation of World War II, showed the world it could build something no one else dared to imagine. The Shinkansen became a symbol of modernity, discipline, and ingenuity. Since then, Japanese trains have only grown faster and more advanced. Today, the Shinkansen glides smoothly at 320 kilometers per hour, making it possible to travel hundreds of kilometers in a matter of hours with no turbulence, no long airport lines, and no weather-related delays that often plague airplanes. But Japan wasn't content with that. Engineers have been pushing the limits with Maglev trains, magnetic levitation technology. These futuristic trains don't even touch the tracks. Instead, powerful magnets lift them slightly above the rail, removing friction completely. The result? Speeds that exceed 600 kilometers per hour, making them the fastest trains in the world. In fact, in test runs, Japan's Maglev set a world record at 603 kilometers per hour, so fast that it could travel from New York to Washington, D.C. in under an hour if the technology were implemented there. And yet, despite such dizzying speeds, the ride feels almost weightless, like gliding through the air. But technology in Japan isn't just about raw speed. It's about precision and harmony with the environment. One of the most famous examples is the nose design of the Shinkansen. Early bullet trains had a problem. When exiting tunnels at high speed, they created loud tunnel boom noises due to compressed air. Instead of just tolerating this, engineers looked to nature. They studied the beak of the kingfisher bird, which dives into water with barely a splash, and redesigned the train nose accordingly. The result? Reduced noise, smoother airflow, and greater energy efficiency. Japan has also pioneered tilt train technology. On sharp curves, trains lean inward, allowing them to maintain speed while keeping passengers comfortable. It's like skiing downhill. The body tilts naturally into the turn, and the ride feels smooth, even at high velocity. At these incredible speeds, energy use could easily spiral out of control. But Japan leads in sustainability as well. The Shinkansen uses regenerative braking, where energy from slowing down is fed back into the grid, powering other trains or being stored for later use. Stations are also being designed with eco-conscious innovations, solar panels on rooftops, rainwater recycling systems, and intelligent cooling systems that adjust temperature based on passenger density. This mindset ensures that the trains are not only fast and reliable, but also environmentally responsible, helping Japan meet ambitious carbon reduction goals while keeping passengers moving efficiently. Of course, technology isn't just hidden under the hood. It's everywhere passengers interact. Japan revolutionized ticketing with IC cards like Suica and Pasmo. Instead of fumbling for paper tickets, passengers simply tap their card, or even their smartphone, at the gate, seamlessly entering and exiting stations. These cards can also be used to buy snacks, pay at vending machines, and even shop in convenience stores, turning the railway system into a cashless ecosystem. On the platforms, real-time updates keep passengers constantly informed. Screens and audio announcements provide precise arrival times, often down to the exact second. If a train is delayed even briefly, an announcement is made, and staff are immediately on hand to assist. This creates a sense of trust. Passengers never feel left in the dark. Inside the trains, comfort and innovation merge beautifully. Outlets for charging devices, free Wi-Fi on many Shinkansen lines, rotating seats, and even quiet cars for undisturbed work or rest. Everything is carefully designed with the passenger in mind. For many, the train ride is not just a commute. It's a space to relax, study, or prepare for the day ahead. The most remarkable thing about Japan's rail technology is its philosophy. Innovation is never pursued for its own sake. It always serves people. Speed is not about breaking records. It's about shrinking distance and connecting lives. Aerodynamics are not about flashy designs. They're about quiet rides and environmental harmony. Ticketing systems are not about showing off new gadgets. They're about making life simpler and stress-free for commuters. Japan has shown that technology works best when it is human-centered. And in doing so, it has set the global standard for what trains can and should be. Trains in Japan aren't just about moving from one place to another. They're about proving what's possible when innovation is guided by respect for people and for the world we live in. Step into a Japanese train, and you'll notice something immediately. It's spotless. In many countries, commuters dread the daily train ride, crowded, noisy, dirty, and stressful. But in Japan, riding a train can feel surprisingly calm, even during rush hour. And that's because of a commitment to cleanliness and comfort that's unlike anywhere else. Take this 7-minute miracle. Between Shinkansen departures, cleaning crews board the train and perform a complete reset, wiping down tables, rotating seats, scrubbing floors, and picking up trash, all in under 10 minutes. Watching them work is like seeing a perfectly choreographed dance. Each person assigns specific tasks in exact sequence. Passengers often applaud them afterward, recognizing their dedication. Seats are another detail. They're not only spacious but also rotatable, allowing groups to face each other during long trips. Local trains may be smaller, but they're well ventilated, air-conditioned, and always kept in top condition. Even restrooms in long-distance trains are spotless, a rarity in many parts of the world. Comfort extends beyond cleanliness. There's an unspoken etiquette among passengers. Silence is observed, phone calls are discouraged, and priority seats are respected. In designated, quiet cars, even small sounds are kept to a minimum, making the journey peaceful. All these details contribute to something powerful. Train travel in Japan is stress-free. You don't worry about whether the train will be late, whether it will be dirty, or whether the environment will be chaotic. Instead, you can read, rest, or simply enjoy the scenery, because everything else is taken care of. But technology alone doesn't explain the success of Japanese trains. Behind the precision and technology of Japanese trains lies something even deeper: culture. In Japan, railway staff are not just employees. They are guardians of the system's integrity. Drivers, conductors, and station workers undergo extensive training, often rehearsing emergencies, mastering protocols, and perfecting communication skills. A mistake isn't just a personal failure. It's seen as a failure of duty to society. The culture extends to passengers as well. During rush hour in Tokyo, millions crowd into trains. Yet even in this chaos, there is order. People line up neatly in designated boarding lanes, waiting for passengers to exit before entering. Eating is avoided on local trains to maintain cleanliness, and even during the most crowded rides, there is little pushing or shouting. This discipline comes from Japan's broader cultural values: group harmony, respect for rules, and responsibility toward others. The trains are not just transport, they are a microcosm of society. Everyone's behavior contributes to the collective experience. Without this cultural backbone, no amount of technology could sustain the system's excellence. It's the discipline, pride, and mutual respect of both staff and passengers that keep Japanese trains running like a living, breathing organism. Japanese trains are more than transport. They connect cities, fuel business, and shape lifestyles. Perhaps the most remarkable thing about Japanese trains is how deeply they've shaped the nation's economy and daily life. The introduction of the Shinkansen in 1964 was revolutionary. Suddenly, people could travel from Tokyo to Osaka, 500 kilometers apart, in about 4 hours instead of nearly 7. Today, that same journey takes just 2.5 hours. This transformed the way people lived and worked. Business trips became easier, tourism flourished, and families spread across regions could stay connected. Rail networks also allowed cities to expand. Commuter lines enabled people to live in suburban areas while working in urban centers. This reduced overcrowding in cities and allowed for more balanced development. Rural towns connected to Shinkansen lines saw economic growth, as accessibility encouraged tourism and investment. Even environmentally, Japanese trains are impactful. They provide a low-carbon alternative to domestic flights and cars. A single bullet train can carry over 1,000 passengers at once, dramatically reducing emissions compared to air travel. Culturally, trains have also influenced art, film, and even identity. The Shinkansen is not just a train. It's a national symbol of progress and resilience, representing Japan's post-war recovery and modernization. In short, Japanese trains aren't just moving people, they're moving the country forward. So, why are Japanese trains the best in the world? It's a perfect blend of precision, safety, innovation, and culture. In Japan, trains aren't just machines, they are a promise. A promise that when you step on board, you'll arrive exactly when you're supposed to, safe and comfortable every time. In a world where transportation struggles with delays and inefficiency, Japan has shown us what's possible when excellence becomes the standard. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of Japanese trains, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more fascinating stories, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a ride with us. Until next time, thank you for watching. And remember, the future of travel may already be waiting at a Japanese train station.